Anyways, I know it's been a very long time since you've seen my face, and I have been missing all of you so dearly. All these viewers are like, what the hell am I watching? So obviously you guys know why you're here. You saw Lone Wolf's Extraction, and then you saw this video and like, oh, there are extra things that were not in the thing that I enjoyed. Deleted scenes, those are the things that you watch on the bonus extras, or the extra Blu-ray that comes in the Blu-ray combo pack thinger. And in this case, we have a couple of deleted scenes that we felt warranted a whole deleted scenes video. Granted, we've had deleted scenes before in Reclaimer and Lone Wolves and Perfect Soldier Elimination, but none of those deleted scenes warranted an actual full video like this one does. Some of these scenes from Extraction are really, really big scenes that had to either be cut, altered, or just changed for whatever reason. I'll explain all those reasons as we go through each scene. But man, not gonna lie, Extraction has some crazy things that we cut out. I mean, you guys are gonna be, woo! Before we get any farther, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. You know my usual deal when I try to tell you guys, hey, follow us. Now that I got that out of the way, let's talk about this first scene. This is like scene 2 of Lone Wolf's Extraction. Like, I kid you not, we had to completely redo this scene. For one, the dialogue needed to be altered a little bit because we're having Reclaimer characters in this, so we had to make sure the continuity from the Reclaimer universe made sense in this. Not only that, but there was this shot. You gotta love how these wonderful heroes are just murdering, executing people. So we cut that shot out, and it definitely changes your perception of these characters. But like I said, the main thing is we had to alter the dialogue. Now, there's also a montage sequence that had to be cut as well. The montage itself I thought was really, really cool, and I really wanted to include it. But you'll see that the montage only includes Reynolds and Hudson, and it raised some questions about the Reclaimer cast and what happened to them, and it just kind of opened more questions than answers. So basically, we just had to cut it. I even talked about doing some reshoots with it, so it just proved to be more work than anything else. So we just ended up cutting the whole thing. So here we go. Let's go ahead and watch the scene in full and enjoy.
Thanks for letting us out. But now that we're in charge, you're not going anywhere.
He's with me.
No. He's with Anderson. He can't be trusted.
He's not with Anderson anymore. I trust him.
You're really going to believe his words over ours? Because of him, Anderson's been hunting us for years.
Look, I don't know what missions Anderson has had him complete. Quite frankly, if he's trying to move forward with his life, then who am I to judge him?
I don't know. Maybe because he's a two-faced killer.
I know I've made my mistakes, but
Zip it. Save it for the commander. He'll be the one to judge you.
Please, stand down.
Why? Because you said so?
Yes, because I have the commander's trust.
Let's go, girls.
But Twilight, can't we just...
Hudson's his problem now, not ours. If he fools us again, we'll make sure they both pay for this.
You okay?
I'll be fine. I just need to prove myself. Traveling by Pelican proved to be safer than we expected, even through some of the worst Covenant areas. But we knew our luck would run out. Anderson made sure to empty the fuel tanks before he escaped. So crash landing was bound to happen. We just didn't expect it to happen in the heart of Covenant territory.
Hudson!
The desert had always been a hostile place. There's no denying there were riches to gain by conquering this land. But our fight was elsewhere, and we were wanderers compared to the natives of this region. But it wasn't long before we reached the graveyards of war. Death was around us. Humanity was not prepared for these battles, nor were we prepared for the consequences of failure. I lost sight of myself. I admit that. But I hope the captain could see that I've changed, that I want to do what's right for us, for humanity, to avenge those that have fallen, for my children.
Reynolds, Hudson, am I relieved to see the two of you? I definitely had my worries. After I heard you lost your medic, I feared the worst. It's a shame to hear about Fields, though. I had high hopes for her.
As did I, sir. I trusted her the most out of my squad. No offense, Hudson.
I get it.
What I don't understand is why you chose to stay with us. Granted, Anderson is a monster, and the Crimson Sparrows are causing havoc for the UNSC, but you had the most to gain out of his partnership. Why did you leave?
Anderson is planning something cataclysmic. It's no longer us and the UNSC he's after. He's going after the innocent. And soon his weapons will rain like fire and cause decimation at the likes we've never seen. We need to end this war if our kind hopes to survive.
Anderson is more than a monster. He's a demon.
So what's our next objective, sir? Do we have any leads?
In a way, yes.
I hope you guys enjoyed that because that was a lot that we cut out. Like I said, there are a lot of reasons why we ended up cutting this. I mean, as awesome as that montage was, and it still needed some work and some extra things, especially music. It needed music, but it just proved to be too much extra reshoots for it, and it just wasn't warranted at all. So on to our next deleted scene. There actually was music composed for it, but it just ended up being one of the final things I cut. It was happening right in the middle of a big battle scene, and I just kind of felt it was not needed. There's nothing really else to explain about it, so go ahead and watch it and you'll see what I'm talking about.
Should we stay out here, ma'am?
Yes. Make sure no sparrows enter or exit from this doorway.
Roger that.
See, told you, there's nothing really you're missing. Now, one person did ask me, because there was a lack of a Langston scene, no one really knows what she's doing during the battle. And I kind of explained to them that I cut this scene out just because it just wasn't working. But that person was theorizing that Langston was actually working with Anderson the whole time. And after I had this conversation, I realized, man, maybe I should have left the scene in. Now for this next deleted scene, it is a really big one. This one's gonna be crazy. We're jumping all the way to the ending to one of the final scenes in the whole project. Now a lot of this scene made it into the final cut, particularly with Reynolds and the Reclaimer callback. But you'll see that there is a big thing that was cut from this, and I had my reasons for it, but my fellow writer and other producers just were not having it. They just didn't think it was a good idea. I'll let you all be the judge of it, so go ahead and watch it, and then I'll talk about it afterwards.
Oh my god! How? What are you doing here, Parker? Ah! What the hell?
Captain! Come in, Captain!
What's going on, Hudson?
Something bad has happened. We're getting calls from dozens of freedom fighters, including our pilot.
What's happening?
Uh-huh. Yeah? What's next?
Hudson, what the hell is going on?
We're being told to pull back, sir. All of us. Every freedom fighter soldier on the planet.
Anderson. What have you done?
He didn't do this.
What?
It's not Anderson's doing. It's hers.
So yeah, Agent Parker's dead body. Now, a lot of you have a lot of questions about this, particularly with 1, how did Anderson get it? 2, what's the purpose of it? And 3, where do we go next with this? But in this case, I really wanted Parker to be in this for one reason and one reason only. I had this awesome idea for our next series to have a scene where Reynolds is burying Parker and moving on with his life. It was gonna be this huge emotional thing, but overall, it was not worth all the questions that came with this. The main one being, it's been over 2 years and his body is decomposing, and there's no way Reynolds would take this thing. The funny part is I had the audacity to even say, well, maybe Anderson left some kind of equipment on him, so justification for that is there. And when I told that to my fellow writers, they're like, Dan, that's stupid. And now looking back, I'm like, yeah, it was a bad idea. But I guarantee you now, every time you watch the closing for Lone Wolf's Extraction, you're gonna be thinking of this alternate scene with Parker's dead body and Reynolds just standing in the middle of the room with his back facing him. All right, let's move on to our final scene. So I know what y'all are thinking, that was the closing to Lone Wolf's Extraction. What could be next? So funny enough, we have had a post-credit scene in almost all of our machinimas except this one. In this post-credit scene, there is a Halo ring that's teased in it. Now, I know we've been teasing the Halo ring for some time now in Reclaimer, Lone Wolves, especially this with Anderson talking about Installation 08. But for the sake of our future projects, we realized that this post-credit scene may not work in the right way we want it to. It's actually a really cool scene. I was actually thinking about doing some reshoots for it, adding some more enemy troops and other elements and things like that. But at the end of the day, I just decided to cut it because it would have been easier than creating more complications for us in the future and having this thing to kind of call back to that now we're kind of just deadlocked in this sort of story structure. Anyways, go ahead and enjoy it, and then I'll talk to you guys afterwards.
This is the Crimson Sparrow's finest hour. Our enemy is weakened, and the UNSC is falling. The Covenant have given us the tools to have the edge. But now, we have what it takes to win.
So yeah, a Halo ring, pretty cool, right? Now, like I said, there were a couple of reasons why we cut it, and the main reason is, again, just for the sake of our future selves, just saving us the headache and trouble of trying to work around this cutscene. Like I said at the beginning of this video, these deleted scenes were definitely worth showing off because there have been so many changes and so many cool things that we could have seen. Let me know in the comments below if you wanted to see a montage like we saw at the beginning of Lone Wolves. Let me know if you guys thought that was pretty cool. Or maybe if you guys thought that the Parker dead body thing at the end made sense. I mean, in retrospect, it doesn't now, but I think it would be cool if we made it work. I mean, but yeah, let's get the conversations going. Let me know in the comments below which deleted scenes you liked and what elements you would have liked to have seen in the final cut. As always, like, comment, subscribe. Please check out our merch store. Please check out our Discord server if you haven't. And I will see you all next time.